What's going on, niche gaming enthusiasts? I'm Brandon Arcelli, and I'm here to talk to you about Assassin's Creed Origins. So, the new game is set in ancient Egypt. You play as a new protagonist named Bayek, and this mission has us going into a small port town named Fayum. We're looking for a guy named Hotofres the Informant. The game is really, really pretty. It's running on Xbox One. It's definitely a massive, massive world. All of the core killing mechanics are there, but one of the biggest changes is here. Eagle Vision is now a literal eagle that you control named Senu. So you can call in Senu whenever you want, and you can mark targets, that you can see visibly. It's really cool. It's definitely unique. I was curious what Senu is doing when you're not using her. If she's just literally following you everywhere, flying forever. It's very, very odd, but it works. It's really cool. A little snipe kill, it's kind of cool. There's actually multiple different kinds of bows in the game. You have your long-range sniping kind of bows, and you have your more melee-oriented bows where you can rapid-fire shoot, So there's a lot of really cool things here. The melee combat has changed quite a bit. Enemies are not paper-thin anymore. They're not just lining up for you to stab them in the throat, which is, there's something that was kind of, silly and hilarious with the old games, but once you get into a group battle, it's definitely more challenging. They tend to flank you more, they tend to work together to try to take you down. So you have to really kind of think strategically now. You can't just say, alright guys, just all of you get together and I'm just going to start just cutting your toes off or whatever. You can't do that anymore in this game. It's definitely interesting. One of the big things though is that the controls were actually changed as well, which I think a lot of people haven't talked about. So, you have your maneuvers on your triggers and bumpers, right? So, I won't go over all the specific controls here, it's kind of monotonous, but it's definitely interesting. It was weird at first, because I've played the majority of the Assassin's Creed games, I'm a fan of the series, but I got used to it, and I think it works better. You can switch back to the classic controls if you want, but it's very interesting. So, we got some gear and loot here. Just like Assassin's Creed Unity, Assassin's Creed Origins has more RPG-light kind of stuff. So when you level up, you get experience points, right? You have your ability tree here. You unlock new abilities. It's pretty cool. It gives you a little bit more character building. It's definitely rewarding. Obviously, I only played the game for about 20 minutes, so I couldn't, say, oh, I definitely feel like I'm getting Bayek to be more powerful. It's, but this is definitely something very interesting, and it just makes sense. I'm surprised that it wasn't in the earlier games, to be honest, but here we are. So you have all of your gear here. There's a lot of weapons. A lot of them feel different too, so you can really just tailor your fighting style to however you want to fight. If you want to have pole arms, melee weapons, sword and board, it's really up to you. Here's all the different kind of bows that I mentioned. So there's hunting bows, there's the arc bows. They all feel different, and when you're actually firing a bow, your stamina is being consumed pretty quickly. So obviously, the quicker you fire, the more accurate you're going to be. So there's a lot of boats. It's Egypt. Obviously, you're going to be on boats all the time. In this game, though, it's very interesting. You can actually swim completely freely, so you'll see a bit of that in a little bit. But I thought it was really fun that you literally... here we go. See, this is just a small area, right? It's massive. It's to scale from maps of Egypt, but you can literally go anywhere. It's mind-boggling. When I was actually playing my playthrough, I saw an alligator and a hippo going at it, and the alligator won. It was pretty cool. Actually, a crocodile. But yeah, it's really cool. You can just take somebody's boat, just go out and whatever. So you go and you find this guy, and he tells you that he's not afraid to die. I think the voice acting feels a bit better. It's definitely not as cringy as some of the games have been. But here you'll get a little taste of the underwater mechanics, and you'll see that here's the crocodile. And it's like, oh shit, here he comes. So you just start tearing it up, right? And things react differently, right? So like if you piss off a crocodile or a hippo and you just swim away, you just say, all right, I'm done with this, and you literally just go. They'll be agitated and they'll go attack fishermen and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. And here's here's another one. Maybe you killed his friend, I have no idea. So he's definitely pissed off. So here we have the kind of rapid fire melee range bow and arrow shooting. So, and you'll see the combat switching up a little bit here too. So obviously it feels similar, but it's definitely different enough, right? It felt more challenging to me. Like it didn't feel like I was just mashing buttons waiting for dudes to have their throats slit, right? That's how all the previous games basically have been traditionally. But it definitely it felt challenging enough to where I wasn't getting frustrated, but I was definitely feeling challenged, and it was fun. You have this adrenaline ability though, so if you do get your adrenaline meter filled, you can do one of those big ridiculous killing moves right there. So here you can see we're stealing this dude's horse and just ganking him. It's pretty cool. I will say that when I played it, I love to see how things break. So when I got on horseback again, I tried to see if if I'm jumping over little ledges and things like that, how the pathfinding felt. And I gotta say, it was definitely pretty fluid. You didn't get stuck too. I don't really think I got stuck at all. Animation still seemed nice. So, and I believe this is the last bit of the demo that I played. You can actually go into a Roman gladiator style arena, and you can choose different scenarios. So you can choose, this one is the one where you're fighting waves of guys, right? They're coming out, they all fight differently. And it's really interesting. I think this was more challenging to me than the other arena battle, and you'll see that in a little bit. But this one you have to actually think, how you're going to take these guys down, who you're going to take down first, because they're trying to flank you, they're trying to get around you. And right, they're not just going to walk up to you and bend their heads back like, slit my throat, master. Like that's not what they do anymore. So the combat definitely felt more visceral though. I think if that's even possible, more so than the games had before, because of it being improved and feeling more fluid and more challenging. So, and here you're gonna see the slave master, or the slaver, yeah. So I felt like he was actually easier than the wave of guys. So you can kind of flank around him quickly and stuff like that. So he's obviously bigger and slower. That's his main thing. He tries to grab you with this big slave staff thing. But that's pretty much it. Once you flank around him and his attacks, it's a done deal. But the thing that's very interesting is at the end of the battle, you can actually choose to kill him or not, right? And you'll see that if you don't choose to kill him quick enough, you automatically allow him to live. So it's very, very interesting. And I didn't react quick enough, and I let the asshole live. So this is completely separate from the story, though. You can choose to just do these arena battles consistently. I don't know where these are tied into the story or how they're tied in, if these are just pulled from the story, but they're definitely fun. It helps break up the game a bit. So, and here you'll see it's you can kill him or let him live. So, and that's pretty much it. Assassin's Creed Origins definitely felt fun. I was a bit burned out on the series, like most people were. They made enough changes to where it feels fresh, it feels challenging again. There's a lot of cool things there. And the game world is bigger and better than it's ever been, from what I gather. So it's a really promising follow-up. It's going to be really cool. It's coming out October 27th, I believe? Yep, of this year. So PC, PS4, Xbox One. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and please keep an eye out on our feed for new previews and videos from E3 2017.